Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Yes, this is my natural hair. What do you think? Got a couple kinks in there. All right. I make jokes when I'm uncomfortable. Never done a 24-hour reading before, and yet Metatrons, cube. This is still a collective, timeless reading. So whenever you happen to watch or listen to today's episode, tomorrow, everything will change. You could be leaving somewhere. For some reason, I'm getting the day after tomorrow. Isn't that movie about the end of the world? But it doesn't look like the end of the world. It looks like you're driving into the sun. Tomorrow, everything will change. That also reminds me of Tomorrowland. Have you ever been to Tomorrowland at Disney World? It's like a futuristic place. It's a city from the future. You're driving into the future tomorrow. Let's see what the future holds for you today. 24-hour reading from whenever you are watching this or listening. This may seem very sudden, but it's actually happened over a very long period of time. I'm hearing something about 7 years. You could see sevens with the Chariot, especially. You could have known. You're very intuitive. You could have known that, and it's not 7 for everybody. Don't get caught up on that. But I am getting 7s and I'm getting 4s. You could have known that this Chariot day would come. You could have known from the very beginning of something, the beginning of a cycle, that this would end one day. I'm seeing you looking at a bouquet of flowers, and they're fresh and beautiful. And you're looking at them, bright, vibrant, floral. And you're caressing the side of the flower, saying your goodbyes already. It's like romanticizing the tower, romanticizing a disaster, because you know this is going to end so badly at some point. But I don't think that was conscious. I think just your spirit intuitively understood something. Yeah. With the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, you know, you don't belong here. You know, you don't belong in whatever cycle this has been. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, guys. Cycles on cycles on cycles. I should just come in here riding a unicycle, right? How awesome would that be if I could? But these are 2 cards of cycles. The difference is with the world, it's about closing those cycles out. You've been working on this. That's why I said this is not something sudden that you would be closing out or leaving behind or moving from. This doesn't have to be a negative thing, guys. I know I'm framing it that way. But it's just, you know what I'm talking about. It's that sort of thing where you're like, here I go again. Hearing that song. Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Maybe it's the only road you've ever known, and that's kind of what I was gonna say. This is like the neural pathways of the brain. When something happens over and over and over again, it creates a sort of trail. Like, think about it in the woods. Like, if you ride a quad down again and again, even if it's foot traffic. I saw an old street, it was kind of in the boons. They put down a bunch of loose stone and they had to put a sign that said caution loose stone. So basically they just allowed for the cars to continue. It was actually very annoying. I lived on that street. Um the cars had to go over it again and again and again and again and again. And after a while, it solidifies into the street. Sunny side of the street. I'm getting that. And we had the sun before. You're moving to the sunny side of the street. See, this is what trips people like us up, right? Spiritual people. We find gratitude in everything. So I feel like we settle sometimes. But Spirit wants to move you to the other side of the street. And I'm seeing this as like the shadow and the light. Like they're flipping you. I'm seeing and I'm going to use that in my title. I have that written down. I'm seeing an hourglass. I need to get that as a prop, damn it. I used to have one. I'm seeing an hourglass being tipped over. See, this is a cycle thing, guys. This reading is really an announcement that the time has come that you've known has been coming for some sort of change or move or victory, even for some to come with the Chariot. This doesn't have to be negative. This could just be like, I'm gonna stay at this job for a while. I'm gonna be smart about this. I'm gonna save money and then I'm gonna move. Or I have to pay off this debt here. And once I have this debt paid off, my credit goes up and then I can get a better condo or whatever this may be, guys. It could be something practical like that. It doesn't have to be some, crazy relationship that you've been trying to move. You've been trying to like inch your way out of for the past 7 years because it's so toxic that you can't just leave. That could be for somebody though, because I said it. The sunny side of the street. That's all it is. That's all these cycles ever are, is the shadow and the light of the same thing. Does that make sense? And I feel like as spiritual people, we understand these sorts of concepts, that there's shadow and light in everything. It's like the yin and the yang. Sometimes we get so spiritual that we actually do ourselves a disservice because we're like, yeah, I know that. I know this is totally toxic, but there's a light side to everything, and I understand that concept, and I know I'm in a cycle, and it's weird. It's like being consciously aware that we're so self-aware that we know we're in the pot boiling. Like the lobsters are in the pot boiling and the temp is getting turned up, 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 up. And we're just like, hey, it's a jacuzzi. Gonna see the bright side of things. And I'm not saying that that's a negative, guys. I'm saying that's the irony. Is that sometimes you can become so spiritually advanced that your next lesson, a lesson for somebody who's in an AP course, somebody who's advanced, is a lesson like I'm talking about. It's a nuance. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Once you become so advanced, it's not about understanding universal principles. It's not even about necessarily healing yourself, although we always will be healing and learning more. It's more about choosing the sunny side. Like, we can stand anything, right? We can be in any situation. We're so powerful, we're so strong, we're spiritual warriors. So for us, even a super bad situation for somebody else would be like a regular Tuesday to us. We're just like, oh, I've literally traversed the 7 layers of hell. So this is just kind of like a weekday. But we can become kind of spiritually numb in that. Wow, guys. We have the 8 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. So for those of you who have been working on this pathway, because that's really what it is, it's like you're so spiritually aware, you're conscious, you're self-aware, you're self-conscious. You're watching yourself from the outside like an observer, knowing consciously that you're moving yourself out of this cycle. You've been working on yourself, working on whatever this 10 of Pentacles is to you. You're making your way downtown, walking fast. See, that's me. It's like I'm literally in hell, like burning alive, and I'm just like making a joke. So everyone made a joke out of me, so honk honk. Made a joke out of myself for you. Save you a couple seconds of your time. No, but I'm serious, guys. Like, you have found a way to find those cracks. I'm seeing like a wood barn. You find the silver lining. I'm seeing a wood barn, and I used to have this gorgeous picture, and I lost it because I've moved a lot in the past few years. And I bought it when I was in Portland, Maine, which I love. It's such a cute, like, artsy area. So it's on the water, right? And there's a lot of lighthouses there. And there was a vendor that was selling their photography, and I bought it from them, and it was gorgeous. It was this picture of an old wooden barn, and this is one of my favorite aesthetics. I'd love to do like music videos in a barn like this. The light coming through the cracks in the old wood in the barn from the inside. So you're watching the sunlight, and there's that sunlight imagery again. You're watching the sunlight. I'm hearing the sum of your parts. The whole is the sum of your parts. There's a moment here where the sun shines through the cracks, and I'm seeing it kind of like a music video. It's like the end of the music video after the person has sung the song and it's starting to fade out. I'm seeing like the person pick up their guitar, swing it over their shoulder, and just like walk out the barn door into that golden light, and the video just fades out. That's what we're seeing here with the sun and the chariot. You might have even been prepping for worst case scenarios. I keep seeing the tower, like knowing this day was going to come. Whatever this could be for you. It could be different for everybody. I mean, we have career cards here. We have self-work cards here with cycles. We have destiny here. We have achievements here with the world. It doesn't mean that this cycle is all bad for you. You could have achieved great things. But I'm seeing you moving to the sunny side of the street. So it's the higher vibrational version of where you've already been now. So yes, the cycle might actually feel eerily similar, but it's like this. It's spiral dynamics. This is how I see a cycle. I mean, first of all, it's cyclical, right? So the way that I see a cycle is more like this, not like a timeline that goes across linearly, but more like a circle or a spiral that moves its way up into a higher and higher vibrational reality. Now, it can also corkscrew down the other way, right? Down into hell, where some of us have been. But we have a conscious awareness that, yes, down here, this is like super negative, but at that same point, in that lower vibrational reality, just up a couple rungs on the ladder, up here in the same point, here and here. It's the same thing, just at a higher vibration. So we know, let me use this as an example. Say you felt like you've been with a karmic person. There's someone somewhere else that is a high vibration. Like, you don't have to settle for down here. Like, you know how the laws work. You know how the timelines work. You know how to timeline hop. You guys understand these concepts, even if you're not trying to do it on purpose. You're just so spiritual that you kind of just follow intuitively where spirit tells you to go, and just based off of like what you intuitively know to do. Male, female, non-binary, however you identify. I'm seeing the high priestess. You guys are spiritually advanced and you've been sensing a change coming. This is it. This is it. Tomorrow, everything will change for the collective. Card number 1, we have the King of Wands here. Does he look familiar to you? I'm trying to explain the phenomenon of that experience. It has to do with sound. Now, I'm somebody that, like, I struggle. I struggle. So I put on like white noise sometimes during the day. This is why I'm like, am I on the spectrum? I don't know. I used to take care of a boy for years who was. And he would like put on the noise canceling headphones and just like rock back and forth sitting on my lap like while he was playing what the hell is that game? Not Roblox. Minecraft, like for hours and hours, and I loved him. I loved taking care of him. But there were some times where because he had 2 younger sibling twin toddlers, they would just scream and it would just like overstimulate him, and he'd put on the noise canceling headphones and I'd be like, you and me both, brother. Like, I hear that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, this is my point. It's like if you have a white noise sound blasting, or I also like to listen to Schumann resonance, which is like the sound of the earth, or just very low tone. Like, it brings a comfort to my body because I have CPTSD. So even if I'm having like the best, happiest day, some of you might relate to this, I could feel physically in my body like I'm having like a panic attack. So I will put on white noise, like I have an app on my phone, or some sort of like low tones, or I'll put on like frequencies. There's one on my TV right now. I listen to like flutes and drums and like all sorts of shamanic stuff to calm me down. But specifically, this is the phenomenon. Now, I'm saying all of that on this card. So this could be a person that makes you feel like you're not safe in your own skin for some here. So you have to like do all this mess, right? Even if I was living alone, though, I would still have to do this because I did this when I lived alone still. But anyways, I've healed a lot, guys. Like, I'm a totally different person than I used to be. I'm just honest, and I still struggle with the symptoms, even if I'm not upset. So some of you could relate to that too. Like, you've healed to such a degree that you're okay, but you still have like flashbacks to Nam, where it's like your body like still feels the trauma because it keeps a score, right? But this is the phenomenon. It's like you have a really loud sound in your ear and it fades out really, really soft. It's that fade out again. Like with the music video, walking out of the barn into the warm golden light. Golden hour, the most beautiful time to take photographs. My opinion, but I love those. I think it's like the most comforting, beautiful, like gorgeous, glorious moment of my life when I feel that warm sun on my face. You're gonna feel the warm sun on your face, and everything's just gonna fade out like a bad dream. I just keep seeing all this different imagery, like driving into the sunset, um, just to disappear from the scene. You could fantasize about that possibly. Um, but it's that sound in your ears. It's almost like a very light kind of fizzy sound or something like that. It's a weird thing, like, your ears have to get used to the sounds around you again, or when I have in my AirPods, they, like, are noise canceling for you guys who have those, and when I take them out of my ears, it takes me a minute to, like, get used to the sound of the room. Um, it's like the absence of sound, that's what you're gonna experience. You could have been dealing with someone, this could even just be you guys, right? Um, but if this is another person, we're gonna look. If this is another person, it's like you could be dealing with something karmic where it's so loud, like everything feels so loud all the time that when you are away from whatever this is here, and it could just be some sort of an environment, it's like your ears are going to have to adjust, or it's something about like the pressure in the environment, like the altitude, if it's a mountain, and like if you go underneath the water, the water pressure, it like hurts your ears, and then coming out of either of those environments, it takes a minute to get used to it. Like if you're carrying something heavy and you set it down, you have to kind of get used to how your body feels again. Someone or a situation or just life, like I said, even if it's years ago that we've experienced certain things, the body does really keep a score, and it takes years to heal some of this stuff. And I'm not trying to discourage you guys saying it's going to take forever to heal, but I'll speak for myself. I've been healing for a long time, and I do still struggle, right? But it's manageable. I've learned how to manage myself. And the King of Wands knows how to do that. Like he has a lot of self-mastery. So let's take a look here. But if this is a situation or a person that you're moving on from, this is part of the change you're going to experience. You're going to actually weirdly have to get used to it a little bit, because it's the absence of sound, the absence of weight, the absence of pressure. I mean, some of you may even like drop a bunch of weight, literally, or like suddenly you're going to realize, like, wait, all of that anxiety was actually coming from that situation or that job or that relationship. Now that it's gone, it was like environmental anxiety. You know how people talk about seasonal depression? It's like this depression or anxiety or whatever. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm going to put a disclaimer, honk honk. Hello, everybody. It's TW, the Trigger Warning Clown, here today. It was nice to see you guys. You know, tarot readings should never, truly bring forward any sort of a diagnosis, right? But just friend to friend, if we're talking about stuff we already know we're diagnosed with, which I'm diagnosed with anxiety and depression. And if you are as well, you know what I'm talking about. It's like we can make it more manageable, number one. But number two, it's weird. It's like, let me know if you guys relate to this. I've left certain jobs, or I've gone no contact with people, or I've gotten out of relationships in the past where I thought that I was just some sort of a like psycho back there. And now that I'm away from it, I'm like, wait a minute now. Not giving myself an excuse for like acting out the way that I did in the past. I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes, but it's like I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have reacted like that. I'm hearing reactional abuse or like dog whistle abuse where you could have dealt with really toxic stuff like me, guys, where it's like someone is trying to bait a reaction out of you so you look crazy, and then it makes it seem like you're the problem person, right? So for some of you, I'm seeing once you get out of whatever this is, and it could even be like a friend or a family member or whatever, King of Wands to me, you know, is kind of like a karmic-y energy with the Wheel of Fortune. It can be kind of like F-boy or whatever. But in the high vibe, I love the King of Wands. He's an entrepreneur. He goes after his dreams. He is passionate. Like, he'll like get down on his knees in front of someone and like express his like soul to someone, Like, I love the King of Wands. Like, I identify with the King of Wands myself. I'm very passionate. And that could be what attracted you to this person, is you thought you had the same energy. I'm hearing like, we're the same. It's like a mime thing where you think the person's like miming to you, but they actually were just mirroring you because they're a narcissist. Right? And a lot of people have dealt with that on my channel. Like, I've seen countless comments from people over the few years I've been on here. We've come a long way, guys. But let's keep going, because this doesn't feel all negative to me. I feel like this is an aspect of you. The King of Wands, he is a go-getter, guys. Like, he is awesome. I love the King of Wands. But this could also be a new person I'm getting, which is really cool, because it's been so like dark back here for some of us. It's like, even if this is a friend, it's like, yes, finally, like somebody like somebody awesome, guys. Like, this is someone that will make you feel inspired, like if this is a new person for you. I feel like this person will be like a muse to you. Like, this person might kick your ass into shape in a way, like that gets you to like do stuff that you were so busy over here. Like, use it, whether this is a person or not, it's just an energy. For some, it's a person. For some, it's just the sunny side of the street energy that's coming through with this fire. And we're going to move on, guys. But what I'm getting is, it's like you were spending so much energy over here, wherever yesterday was. Yesterday. I just opened up to the Chariot. Yeah, guys, you're like driving off into the sunset with the Fool as well. But you were spending so much of your energy, I'm hearing, just defending yourself with the Nine of Wands and the Five of Cups. And this went on for a long time for some here with the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you couldn't even think. You couldn't even think of what the word pentacle was, because it took so much of your brain power, so much of your energy to like run to this person's rescue. You know what I mean, guys? So it's like all that was spent over there. So in the absence of that, going back to that absence of sound, or absence of drama, or absence of pressure, or absence of weight, or absence of having to care for somebody all the time, it's like it's going to kick your ass into gear, because you're going to have so much leftover energy that you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to like start a business, dude. Or I'm going to like start working out. Like, I'm going to start training for Iron Man or something like that. Like, I'm going to train for a half marathon. Hell, like, I'm just going to get back to that. What happened to my green juice, man? Like, this feels like such positive, inspiring, good energy. Like, I feel awesome in this energy. I feel in shape in this energy. I feel like I'm getting a bunch of shit done. With the Chariot, it's a really like positive, powerful, forward-moving energy. I feel like I'm blasting forward, and all of this was like a bad dream, but at the same time, it still feels kind of familiar, because really what this is, guys, is it's yet another cycle, but it's just a higher vibration of where you were. So you don't have to relearn all the steps. It's like you don't have to relearn these lessons again. You're going to step right into the correct slots because you've already like practiced this before at a low vibration to prep you for now. So you could have been like, this is hard. Like, and for some, like I said, you had a positive attitude. You stayed at a high vibration. You saw the best in it. You knew you were learning lessons. You were consciously aware of it. But at the same time, who wants to be in that situation forever? I'm seeing you graduating to a higher vibration of what you've already rehearsed back there. So it's gonna feel like getting on a bike again, driving a car again. Like you're just gonna sit in, even if it's a brand new car, it's like a totally different car that you've never had before. You're gonna sit down, you're gonna turn the key, and you're gonna start driving and be like, wow, I've never even driven this type of a car, but it just rides like butter, man. Like and it's very positive here. Card number 2 for the collective. We have the Death card here. Scorpio energy. Something has changed and it can't ever go back. It's like the sun has risen on a new timeline. It's like a version of you took a picture of this sun and like sent it to you from another dimension and was like, hey, this is where we're going. I'm seeing like a higher version of you pointing at a map and putting a pin in that map and like sending you that pin to your phone, but it's in a different dimension. It's from another timeline. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to drive to this location on this planet. Like for some, I'm getting this is like another planet. Like that's how I was going to say that's how different this is going to feel. And I just spent the last 10 minutes talking about how it's going to feel the same. That's the weird part about this. It's almost like deja vu as well, which deja vu is talking about remembering something from the past and it feels familiar in the present. Like, has this happened before? So I'm getting the past. You're going to feel a nostalgic feeling or a deja vu feeling, like it's going to feel familiar, which is what I was talking about before, about it's like your feet are just going to move into the slots. Oh, like down the path, like how I was talking about. It's neural pathways in the brain, and that's talking about it negatively. Like if something bad happens again and again and again, it gets programmed into us like, oh, I'm just a piece of shit and I'm always going to be. It's like, no, you're not. No, we're not. That's just the street. We're blowing up the street. We're blowing up the street. Or, really what it is we're just walking away altogether. We're letting the street take care of itself for some of us. We're moving to the sunny side of the street. We're moving away. So it's a trippy thing going on here. It's like this change in you, it's like the butterfly effect. You changed something, a future version of yourself, a higher vibrational version of yourself is in a place where everything is different. With the Death card, everything has transformed, everything has changed. So it affected the past, which is actually the present. That's why this reading is trippy. Tomorrow everything will change. It's kind of talking about tomorrow, like the grand scheme of things here. This is a combination of deja vu. This feels familiar. I've done this before. I've been here before. For some, I know who this person is. I recognize this person. It's a combination of that with this is like being on another planet. Like this is so new. Like I've never experienced this before in the positive. I feel like in the past, and that's where it connects. Okay, that's the cycle that I was talking about with the lower vibrational and the higher vibrational reality. And this is what I'm trying to say. Is that it feels familiar because you've done it in the negative before. Like you could have said things to yourself like, I I've never experienced something this bad in my life. Like, this is crazy how freaking negative this is. Like, I've never experienced this before. You're gonna be saying that same thing, but in the positive. I've never experienced this before. This is so crazy. This has never happened to me before. Like, if this is a person, this person is going to treat you the exact opposite of how a past person treated you. Let's go a step further here, guys. Card number 3 for the collective. Tomorrow, everything will change. 2 of Cups. For some of you, this is literally a person. Like, I can't like change the reading. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing this Phoebe Bridgers song and I can't even remember what it's called, but I keep listening to it in my bathroom when I'm doing my hair. And I listen to Phoebe Bridgers like all the time, or Boy Genius or Lucy Dacus. And when I'm getting ready, like I put on like a playlist of just all different Phoebe Bridgers songs, and this one song keeps coming on and it's like a Christmas song. And I can't remember the title. So there's something about Christmas time here. It's gonna be all right, I know. If I make it through December, we'll be fine, I believe are the lyrics. It's gonna be all right. If we make it through December, we'll be fine. And then I just open up to Aquarius season, which would be following December. Oh, here we go. Capricorn and Aquarius. So, in terms of timing, now, this is where it gets crazy because, you know, it depends when you watch this, right? They told me specifically to title this 24-hour reading. So, however all of that shakes out, I'm not God. So, right? It's somehow going to make sense to you at this time. But where I'm sitting right now on the timeline, it's October of 2025. So I'm getting lyrics, if we make it through December, we'll be fine. Capricorn season into Aquarius would be December and making it through December into January, February with Aquarius season. I'm going to clarify these. This is a different sort of person that you've never experienced before. They're going to surprise you in a positive way, just like a past person surprised you in a negative way. We have Cancer and Scorpio here with the 2 of Cups, guys. So let's see. All right. King of Wands, Death, and 2 of Cups for the collective. I was feeling that silent feeling again, like when all the sound went away, but it feels this time it feels like comforting. See how they're looking away from each other? You know how people say it's like we can be alone together? Like you could be two lone wolves. I mean, Scorpio energy to me is like that's what I'm sensing here. It's that sort of energy. And with the magician here as well, with the King of Wands, to me, I see as like a wizard energy. With the magician, they're a master manifester energy. But I feel like this is the crazy thing. I feel like this is both people. And we have the feminine archetype coming through here. I feel like this is both and both. Like, you two are. So we have the yin and the yang, right? Everybody knows there's the yin, the black, and the yang, the white, right? So it's the masculine and the feminine. But inside of each of those sides, we also have the little circles, right? So those little circles are the nuance. Didn't I say that earlier in the reading? Like there's something about nuance here where you and this person, you're not just the yin and the yang, you are both the yin and the yang within your own selves without a person. So that's why you two together, this will be like something you've never experienced before, because it's like they fill in the gaps and you to them of the nuance of the polarities. So like you have the King of Wands and so are they, and vice versa with the Queen of Wands. It's like, maybe this person's like has a sensitive side, and maybe you have like a go-getter side, but it's the opposite as well. Because it's the King and Queen of Wands. They're always going to be passionate. They're always going to be ambitious. They're always going to be master manifestors. Like, especially with the Scorpio energy as well, can be magically inclined, like esoteric stuff, like with the magician. I feel like, yeah, with the devil. I feel like this will be very satisfying between you and this other person, because there is a very intense energy here, and the King and Queen of Wands are intense. Like you could have had people say that to you, like, wow, you're like a little bit intense, or like that's like a little too much for me or something. I feel like this is intense energy here. Scorpio and Capricorn, I feel like you're both this way. And so it's like the very things that people could have said negative to both of you in the past, I'm getting those little circles within the yin and the yang. And it's that cycle thing again. It's the high vibration of the negative, it's the high vibration of the low, where all of the things that could have been said negative to you and to this person in the past by exes, family members and friends, coworkers, etc., are the very things like you're going to like about this person or find like extremely attractive about this person. Like you like that this person's intense. You like that this person is like emotionally there, like raw or like deep in the same other way. Just all of the negative things that could have been said to both of you, you're going to be surprised that those are the things that each of you like about each other the most. This is a blessing. Like you guys are being given this person or this opportunity for some. Like I said, this is you. Where this is some sort of ambition that you have that's being rewarded. Like the two sides of you coming together, the side of you, like we talked about, that was in that higher vibrational or future reality, however you want to put it, that took the picture of the sunset and sent it to you. And it's like, here's the pin. This is the sunny side of the street. Come on down. You know, this is like you sending that, texting that to yourself from another dimension. And that's what's changing the past, is the butterfly effect of you reaching some sort of point on the timeline down the line that enables you to graduate from some sort of a cycle here, because you've been doing the work, guys. Like, you can't move up that spiral or move in the timeline unless you're doing this work. And we have it in the cards, Eight of Pentacles. And like I said, back to that kind of King of Wandsy, you know, entrepreneurial stuff with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, looking really good for business, guys. Like, looking really good for money, looking really good for, like, if you're looking to go from an apartment to a house. Sometimes to me, the Ten of Pentacles comes through very literal, like as a house. Like, this is where they live and it's a beautiful home, you know? Like, yeah, I'm really just getting upgrades in this reading. Like, that's why everything will change, because we have the Death card here. The Death card is literally the card of change, but you've changed. That's why things are changing. But for some of you, this is definitely a person with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. Clarifying the King of Wands, the Death card, and the Two of Cups for the collective. Thank you for listening, everyone. There just feels like so much peace here in this connection, if it's a connection. And like I said, it's something trippy for some. This connection is a connection between you and your higher self. Your higher self is at a place in life that has a lot of peace. For some of you, it's like financial stability. Like, you love this place you're at. You love how you feel. You feel confident with the King of Wands. You feel like you've changed so much. You've overcome so many things. And now you can kind of just rest within your manifestations with the Magician here, knowing that no matter what happens in life, like, even if bad things happen or people try to steal this away, it's like, you know, with the King of Wands, you have such high confidence in yourself because of everything you've overcome and everything you've been through, that even if something comes through, like, even if it's black magic, spell work, some crazy manipulative energy or whatever, you're like, I'll figure it out. I've transformed once before and I'll do it again. I went from the Scorpion to the Eagle to the Phoenix, and I'll do it again. So it's like you have this blind confidence in yourself and you walk in this level of detachment. And there's the Death card again. This is what's changed inside of you. I feel you've learned to embrace a confidence within yourself and a self-worth, where this is not a detachment as in you're like emotionally detached from the things that matter, guys. This is a detachment in terms of the law of detachment with the Manifestation card, which is the Magician. The law of detachment is required for manifestations to work, basically. So you have mastered some sort of detachment here that has detached you from all of these negative entities, I'm hearing, or negative past cycles. Like, you have changed. You have learned how to transmute energy with the Death card, the Temperance card, the Empress, and the Justice card. That's what's moving you forward with the Six of Swords. You've mastered some sort of self-worth, Empress, and balance with Justice here. You're bringing justice into your own life by transmuting all of that negative energy into positive for yourself. Again, going back to what I was saying about this being the same cycle, but just at a very high vibration. It's like the opposite of everything you've gone through. So think of all of like the negative stuff that's happened, all the negative things that people have said to you or about your life. It's going to be the exact opposite in this timeline here, where in that same intensity, but in the positive. You almost wish. You're almost gonna wish I'm getting this. You're gonna wish that you went through more challenging things in the past so that you could get the opposite flipped back to you in this higher timeline. That's funny. The moon. I feel like you don't see this person coming. That's funny. Or you don't see this coming. You've just been working on like keeping yourself balanced and just moving forward day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, I'm hearing. And now all of a sudden, the change is here. And it's like I said before, you're going to have to get used to this. Like this is something brand new, guys. 1, 2, and 3. We have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck with the Four of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. You've overcome some sort of anxiety from the past here. Remember how I was talking earlier about like the CPTSD and the being awake at night and I have to use the white noise and all that. Right? I've struggled with insomnia for years. Like I remember I'd be yawning when I was 14 and my Grammy would be like, "You're so young. Why are you tired? Why are you yawning?" And I would try to explain to her like, "Grammy, I can't sleep." And she'd be like, "Why can't you sleep? You're so young. Like, why do you, like, you know what I'm saying?" Like some of us have really dealt with these sorts of demons for a long time. Like we have, it's like you're about to see the light. Because for some, this is like a really long cycle that you experienced in your childhood, and then you experienced it at a job, and then you experienced it in a romantic relationship. And there's something here that instead of dreaming the nightmare, you're about to dream the dream. Like you're about to dream the positive version of the nightmare that you've been living. And now for some, it's not a nightmare, but for others, it is. Like, put yourself where you belong on the intensity, on the spectrum of what this message is for you. Because for some, it's been extremely challenging and you've barely made it here, right? You've done a lot of healing with the star. You've been very strong. And for some, this is a financial reading as well. Like I was saying before with the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles lives inside of the 10 of Pentacles. This is her house. So for some of you, you're literally like getting a house, like you're buying a house, or you're moving into the place you belong. You're showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, even if you're not an earth sign, right, guys? Like everybody has these aspects. We have the King of Wands here as well. We do have Aquarius and Leo here with Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Interesting. So, and if those signs don't apply, guys, that's okay. You know, they don't have to apply for this to apply to you. This is a collective reading. But she lives here. Like this is where she's going. She's going to the 10 of Pentacles, and you've been working on this with the 8 of Pentacles. And again, for some here, this is some sort of a commitment, a relationship. This could even be like a contract of some kind with the Queen of Pentacles, like this, and the 10 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Like this could be some sort of business thing. Depending, it's different for different people, right? But the end of the cycle with the 9 of Swords into this higher vibrational version of the cycle you've been living out for years, I'm hearing for some. Clarifying the King of Wands, we have the Magician. See, I knew that. I knew this was a Magician energy with the King of Wands. I feel like this is just clarifying that message back there that I was talking about, the Magician, that, you know, for some of you, you've manifested this person. Like this could be a person for you. It could also be them manifesting you, right? It's coming through as like words, because this is a Mercury energy. So you could have even spoken this into existence. or spoken some sort of manifestation into existence, and now you're acting on it, or you're just living it with the King of Wands. You're living in your own manifestation here. That's what this reading is. Everything is changing, but is it? You've been acting as if, like the magician, you've been moving yourself into this place to where now this is just your constant reality and you're not manifesting it anymore. You're in it. Clarifying the death card, we have the Eight of Cups. See, that's what's changed, guys. That is what's changed. You've mastered the law of detachment. And with the magician, even more so, bringing in concepts of universal law, especially when it comes to manifestation. The law of detachment is the hardest thing for people to master. So this is a high achievement with the world. The world is a card of achievements. I was saying the word instead of the world by mistake, but wasn't a mistake. The magician is a Mercury energy, and words, you could have birthed something into the world, like even if it's just through writing. Like I don't always say stuff out loud. I write things down a lot, and I'll like look at those things throughout the month when I start manifesting with the new moon. Speaking of, I just put out a new moon in Libra reading right before this, if you're interested in watching that or listening to that. But I look back at my manifestations. I have a list, and so I don't necessarily always say them out loud, but this can also be like affirmations, like about yourself, like I love myself, I am everything that I wish I was, and even more than that. Like empowering yourself, guys, with the King of Wands. Clarifying the Two of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. Tricky. I'm going to clarify that. Because it's again, on the lower vibration, especially with the Magician and the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands, man, on a negative vibration of this same cycle, you could have literally dealt with like a master manipulator, some sort of a dark magician here who used, I'm hearing like obsession spells, binding spells, like they could have been obsessed with you, or they could have tried to control you or manipulate you. But on a high vibration, I feel like this is showing this is hidden with the moon and the Seven of Swords, like this connection, or this connection, this radio wave connecting to your higher self. It's been hidden up till now. Tell me a little more about the Seven of Swords in relation to the Two of Cups. The Ace of Wands flew out in the reverse, and it landed on top of the Death card. This could be part of something that's changed as well, and I was going to refrain from saying it, but on a negative vibration with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, this can be like fuckboy energy. You know what I'm saying? That this can be like something that could have changed in you is that you're not going to settle for that sort of energy, especially if somebody tries to like manipulate you sexually, right? With the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about that, because I'm getting something else, but I just want to confirm in the positive. Because with the Two of Pentacles as well and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's like you could have felt like something didn't get off the ground, and now it's like catching fire here. It's catching momentum. I mean, maybe you were dealing with a past person and you're like switching Yeah, look, the Two of Pentacles again. You're switching into a higher dimensional timeline with the Two of Cups. This is your own justice, guys. Like, if there's divine timing at play. Like, if this King of Wands is somebody you recognize, like you've met this person already, divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands in the reverse, maybe this couldn't start at a certain point. Just because of the timing, guys. You know what I mean? We have the Five of Pentacles. That could have made things feel a little bit like, why is this happening? Or like insecurities rising up. We have the Knight of Swords, like racing thoughts about this. And this is in the sunny timeline, guys. So I'm seeing like this version of yourself in transition with the Death card. It's like that fade out thing again. It's like it's trying to reach, and with the Two of Pentacles, it's flickering back and forth between channels. Like it's trying to move into this other dimensional timeline, especially if there's a person here with the Two of Cups twice. It's like you can't like access this person until the transition's complete. We have the King of Cups in the upright with the Two of Wands here. I'm hearing this was the plan all along. Like everything that's happened here, it's like to prep you for this next timeline. Like I said before, whether it's a relationship, like prepping you for a person, or prepping you for some sort of like position with the Knight of Wands, or prepping you, you know, maybe you've been working through like money blocks and stuff like that with the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 and 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. There could be fears that needed to be, with the Moon, like worked through, overcome, and changed. So there was like a holding back period. I'm seeing the word pending, like when something's pending. Like there could have been or will be racing thoughts here and stuff like that because something's not getting off the ground with the Ace of Wands, but that's not indicative of anything like sneaky, guys, or anything like that. It's just I feel the lower vibrational version of things, there was possibly cheating, or there was possibly lies, or there was possibly betrayals, right? And so that stuff could be coming up with a new person. So it's almost like this version of yourself here is trying to heal through all that stuff with the Star, so that by the time you get here, it's like you skip all that shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to go through all of that. It's like you're ready for this person, or you're ready for this opportunity, or for some of you, you're ready for like this house or this position. It could be career for some. It's like you could have had a job that prepared you for this next job. Anything else? 8 of Swords. Yeah, they don't want to like show anymore because you're on the move. You're moving into this next timeline with the 6 of Swords. The movement is the change. So this is not something that can be explained in words. This is experiential. So as you're transitioning with the Death card and the 6 of Swords, you are changing. It's like the butterfly effect again. You're still in that. That's still always happening. But they're trying not to psych you out too much. Like, so they don't want to like talk too much more about this and kind of like psych you out. It's making me think of, I think it was from Rick and Morty, where they were talking about the yips. I can't remember if that's from Rick and Morty, but I think it was Jerry, like, he was working on his golf swing and he had the yips. I don't know, I think it's Rick and Morty. Anyways, whatever. Tell me in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. It's like his golf swing, he was having, like, a moment, like, right before he hit the ball where he, like, psyched himself out. Whatever. That's what this is showing me, where they don't wanna, like, talk too much more about this transition because it's gonna psych you out. They just want you to move forward, moving through the darkness, and as you're moving, it's all happening, it's all changing. You're moving up in the cycle, you're spiraling upwards as you're moving. Crazy. Love it. All right, everybody, it's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Thank you for watching and listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, The Metamystic Show with your host, Missy Gordon. If you'd like to book a reading, I'd love to have you guys. I just finished a couple, and I love reading for everybody. And if you don't have like a specific question, you can always just like ask for a general reading or just like what spirit wants me to know. I do those for people all the time. And sometimes I feel like that works even better than like a specific question because multiple things can kind of come out. And I always do enjoy reading those sorts of readings for you guys. So let me know if you'd like to book a personal, and thank you to everybody who donates to support the show. I deeply appreciate you guys. You help to make it all happen, just like you guys donated to buy this microphone. You really do make the world go round. So I love you guys, and I'll see you on